That is the level that gave us support. Then we will come down. We did not know how low we're going to go. On the line chart, you see it a little bit clearer. Take again profit around the golden ratio. Bitcoin is back on its way to the upside because two big confirmations have just flashed on the chart, and we definitely need to talk about this. You cannot miss out on today's episode. Let's go. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in again. I jumped directly into the charts, and thank you so much for 38,000 subscribers. I appreciate each and single one of you guys. Cannot believe that we made it. Let's go now to 40K. 40K is my goal before token 2049. So if you're not subscribed yet, go subscribe, activate the notifications. I highly appreciate that. Now on the DXY chart, remember guys, I told you yesterday that I would expect that today we come lower, but the problem is the US markets are not open yet. I saw some posts on Twitter that the US markets are tanking pre-market already, so which is not a good sign. That could lead to that the DXY is going up later and Bitcoin a little bit lower again. But for the time being, the DXY is not looking all too bad. We're going into the downside. A little bit more consolidation, in my opinion, before we get the next leg to the downside on the DXY, which lead then again for lead up to a nice pump in risk on assets and also of course in Bitcoin. So today I was also looking on chain what's going on with Bitcoin, because I felt like the charts alone are not giving me the right feeling. So I wanted to get some confirmation on chain. So what I did was I was looking at what the short-term holders for Bitcoin currently are doing, and then which stage they are currently. Are they afraid of the market? Are they selling like crazy? What's going on with them? So, and here on the short-term holder, net unrealized profit loss, what you can see is that they were in this drop here to $62,000, actually to $55,000. They were massively in fear, and now they're slightly back up into hope. See here, hope, fear. So, sorry, capitulation. They were down here in capitulation. That's why I opened previously positions there. Remember, I told you that is a good moment to open positions when we were down here. And now we are kind of like back into the hope stage. What we want now is a leg to the upside to get into the optimism stage, then belief, and then of course euphoria in the best case scenario. This of course will take time. It's not happening tomorrow. But what I don't want is Bitcoin coming down lower, and that we are basically flipping from hope into fear and getting another capitulation event. But currently, it's not looking like that. You know, if you look at the price and what the short-term holders are doing, we're kind of like on the brink, but price is going sideways. You know, so and that is usually a sign for a reversal back to the upside. Another indication for this is, as I pointed out yesterday, that the trajectory would be touching here the downward sloping trend line. Remember, I warned you about this a long time ago. Then we will come down. We did not know how low we're going to go. I was expecting 64 to 62, and we actually hit 62, but I was thinking 62, 400, 800, something like this. So we got a couple $100 lower. And now I changed a little bit the direction, the price, because I believe we will come up here to like $66,000, get rejected, come back to 64,500. Which is now giving us a little bit of resistance. There is a horizontal level that I can show you. There are a lot of touch points along that level here. Over and over again, we were flip-flopping with that level every single time. And now we are trying again to hold this as support. So if we can hold this $64,500 level as support, then I expect that we're gonna get a move to like $66,000, $67,000. From there, get another retracement to $64,500, $800. From there, bounce up and then go properly to the upside to $68,000, $69,000. Get another retracement, and then we break out of that a bull flag on the daily time frame. So that is how I'm going to play this. Don't forget, guys, I have a trade running, ZoomX, which is now looking not that bad anymore like yesterday. I was yesterday almost $100,000 here in a loss. Now it's only $21,000, and it looks like that I can keep this trade open and let us run back to the upside, because I'm just 1.4% away from break even on spot. So I'm fine with that. And again, guys, if you want to trade with me together on ZoomX, guys, where we generally made a lot of money over the last couple of weeks, then go to the link below. You still get $10 if you just sign up there. You think it's not a lot of money, guys? Trust me, with $10 you can flip that really quick to 100, from 100 to 200, 200 to 500, 500 to 1,000, and keep snowballing this, you know? So don't neglect $10 when they're on the table. I take them, you know? Even if I have a shit ton of money, if I see $10 and I am allowed to take it, I'm taking it. You should do the same thing when exchanges give you free money. And also, of course, you get up to $45,000 worth of deposit bonus if you deposit a little bit of money here. So with the link in the description below, guys, don't forget. When we're going here to the daily chart, to our line chart, here we're seeing this horizontal level currently giving us support. Can also draw in here a line. So here you see the same thing. On the line chart, you see it a little bit clearer how this line is acting as support and resistance. Now, if we would come back down to touch the line, to confirm it once again as support, I would be fine with that. The only thing that we would like to see here from bulls is that when we come down here, that we get a proper bounce back to the upside in direction here of the resistance at $66,000, potentially break into this and then continue the upwards trajectory. But this is not the confirmation, the second confirmation that I found why we are going back up. The second confirmation is here this inverse head and shoulders pattern that we were talking about. I don't know how many days ago. We were talking about this like a week ago, 10 days ago. It is a couple days ago since we talked about this. Remember, guys, I also told you here clearly, when you go back to the video, I told you that I don't know how low we are going to go, but one target was here, this fair value gap down here at $62,000. So we did not even touch it. So we got really close to touch it, but we didn't. But I told you this is one of the targets. And if we are not going there, then around 64 would be the more shallow target here before we are bouncing back to the upside. So this looks right now like that this is going to play out. We also got our overheated phase here on the MDX oscillator that we were talking about at that time, that I said we need to run into a hot phase, then get a small cool down, and then most likely we are going to see another expansion to the upside. Again, if you want these indicators, guys, they're amazing. There is a link in the description. You get 10% only with my link, nowhere else, on the MDX algo. They made us here a shit ton of money. We saw everything coming, what's happening right now. Go back 7, 9, 10 days where I talked about this inverse head and shoulders pattern. You see, we were talking about this, and we also talked about the fact that we used the MDX algo indicators to identify that here's potentially an inverse head and shoulders pattern going to play out, because only in combination I was confident to say, okay, this looks like, even though the right shoulder is not there yet, that we are going to get a right shoulder in the cooldown phase, and then when we are starting to run up again, then we are going to break the neckline. And you're going to see over the next 10, 14 days, this is exactly what's going to happen. So, but we will need a couple of days to come back up here to like $72,000. But again, the link to the MDX algo is in the description below, guys. Then our trade setup. What did I tell you yesterday? I told you price will go up to the resistance, then come back down. So here, that candle, that was your potential entry scenario. Now we are trying again to break it to the upside. So you should be normally already in this trade. As I told you, only when we're up here and come back down on that retest, you want to enter. The MDX algo gradient is again correct here. You see, we had here our green phase. We are entering now that blue phase again, where we are starting to run up into a hotter phase where price is going to expand. Here, this is basically completed. It was just way quicker than I thought. So, but I don't think that this year will play out as quick as that move to the downside happened now, because that is $69,000. It would be almost, yeah, it is a $5,000 move to the upside. I don't believe that Bitcoin will, on a Friday specifically, almost pump 10% now to the upside. On a Friday, it rarely happens. I actually should also check that. There's for sure a statistic how the returns were on every single Friday for Bitcoin. Yes, that's what I wanted to say. So, but anyway, the trade setup, you should be normally in the trade. Would I enter now while we are here now under this resistance? No. Best case scenario for you, if you want, if you missed here the wick on that 4-hourly chart that would have gotten you in, is that we are coming one more time down and touching $63,800 and then bounce back to the upside. So you can, if you really want to be a little bit more risk adverse, and also enter at $64,200. But if you have the same stop loss, remember, you will take on more risk by doing that, you know. So here you have then still for a Bitcoin trade a good risk to reward ratio. It is over 2, but your stop loss is now 2.35%, and your profit is 5.5 instead of 6.4. So just be aware of that if you do that, because you take definitely on a little bit more risk in that situation. Then the liquidation levels. Also have a look here. So the 200 moving average on the 4-hourly chart, that is the level that gave us support. Remember, again, we mentioned that also, that we are risking to come down to the 200. But from there, we need a bounce back to the upside. That is exactly what was happening. On that way to the downside here, we liquidated a lot of long positions that came in late when... I guess it was kind of like around here, that level, because then high leverage liquidations are starting to pile in like this. Yes, so they were in here and they basically round tripped their profits and got then liquidated on that way to the downside. So now we have more high leverage and over leveraged positions above us than below us currently. They go all the way up to $67,250, even to $69,300, but I believe the imminent target would be here, $67,300, $400. The most important scenario that could play out today here is that we are reclaiming the 50 moving average. So that would be extremely bullish and would also lead to the EMA ribbons to turn back to the upside and classify that whole downwards move here as a big bear trap and a fake out here with that bearish flip of the EMA ribbon. But we need to see what the market is doing. But I definitely believe here over the next 48 hours, we will come up to 67,000 and take out all these over-leveraged short positions here. When I go to the liquidation heat map, also the heat map is in alignment and an agreement with that. When we are looking here at the hottest areas where the most concentrated liquidity is sitting right now, $67,000, there is currently here roughly $500 million worth of short liquidations sitting, and here also then at 65,200 there's also like 150 million almost. So on the way up here there are potentially, I would say, close to $1 billion worth of short liquidations if we get to $67,000. If we go a little bit higher, let's say 67,700, then we have here in the short and all the built up short-term liquidity of these short traders taken out. So, and you see price is gearing up here on, what is this, on a 3-day chart. So sad that I cannot draw here on this one, but you see here higher lows, equal highs, so that is an ascending triangle that could potentially break out, and just from eyesight measuring it, that should bring us to like $65,800 approximately if we get a breakout over the next couple hours to the upside. Also, the trade on Hotcoin that I still have is coming back into profits here slowly. I'm still here in a loss, but trust me, guys, this also is going to turn into a profit. If you want to trade with me on Hotcoin, guys, don't forget there's also a link in the description where you can go and sign up on Hotcoin and one of the new exchanges that I'm playing around with. So far, I like it. A lot of resemblance a little bit to OKX, but yeah, so here just playing around with this. I believe today this is also going to flip into the positive again. Then the Bitcoin dominance still raging here to the upside with Bitcoin trying to reclaim here key levels. Not really surprised about this, but I would like to get a briefer for altcoins with potentially a topping candle today. Tomorrow, a nice candle to the downside, evening star pattern, reversal indication, and then a gradual move here back to like 55%, while Bitcoin goes also gradually slowly to the upside, but altcoins will get then a nice breather to also move here to the upside. Then Ethereum, we really got here close yesterday to the support level that I pointed out from where I would open a trade. So we did not really touch it. Would I open now a trade? No, I would wait, because there is a potential scenario where we will come down here and you actually will get wicked into this trade setup to the upside. And the only thing that I want to mention here, if it's going to happen, take again profit around the golden ratio. You see now how many times we could have taken profit along the golden ratio. I was calling it from up here when we entered to take profit at the golden ratio, and also here in that zone. Then we came back down. I said enter again here at this level, take again profit at the golden ratio. I always said this to you guys. So here I say now again the same thing. If we come a little bit lower and we bounce from here back into the golden ratio, take again some profit off the table. Not saying you need to close the full position, just take something off the table. If we are breaking through, okay, you have still something off your position that is running here into higher targets, and you can potentially add your profits back to the position and run it up. That's also something that you can do. And if we get rejected, you took your profits, your stop loss is at break even, slightly above break even, so you definitely walk away with profits if we would come down one more time. But I don't believe that we would come that low here once again if we get to the golden ratio. More likely what's going to happen is if we come back down here and we go back up to the golden ratio, some consolidation around it, and then finally breaking through this, getting here over 3,600, consolidate here for quite a while, and then we get the next leg to the upside. Other altcoins, we don't really need to talk a lot about other altcoins right now. They are all looking shit, honestly, because Bitcoin is raging and altcoins still suffering because dominance is going up. But don't forget, guys, if you want to trade altcoins, do it on Bybit, because on Bybit you still get a $500 airdrop position completely for free. You only need to deposit $100 and you will be able to trade all these coins here. Again, guys, liquidity is the most important thing in this market, especially when you get a gift of a drop like this that we just experienced. You need not to be scared about this. I see people screaming for crazy numbers to the downside again. It's not happening, guys, So in my opinion, yesterday that drop, it's over, so it's done. Don't forget about it, move on. Altcoins, of course, will potentially still suffer a little bit in the short term and consolidate, go sideways. But you can trade Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana with that $500. So use the link in the description below to claim your $500 free position here on Bybit, guys. And when we are looking at Solana, it's the last one that I'm giving you here before I'm leaving. Solana moving back above that prior support level. So actually, if we are closing in 50 minutes above or within that support zone, I consider all these wicks here below just fake outs, and that level still being active and holding. So from here also maybe one more candle, a couple more candles actually like this here, potentially forming a W pattern, and then also continuation to the upside. There were some rumors yesterday that an FTX wallet was discovered. A whistleblower said they had like a hidden stash. They hold 8% of the supply. Not a big deal, So, but they said that led to Solana dropping 18% from all the way up here. So that was the reason for it. But Solana actually held quite strong in that whole move to the downside, so I'm not really buying this, that was the reason. Also indicators telling us we are ready to go back to the upside. Look here, there is a bullish divergence on the RSI, MACD about to lose momentum on the seller side, buyer side increasing, and the stochastic not looking all too healthy, we'll be honest here, so but price is pumping to the upside, so I kind of ignore this. Here, if you want targets, so here's the 0.382. Remember, guys, that is our bounce level. And then when we want to see to where we can go to the upside, here golden ratio would be around the 180 level, 180, 181. That is what I would be targeting. If you're opening a trade right now in like 50 minutes, potentially when that video comes out, your target would be $180, and potentially afterwards again here north of $210. Guys, that's it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I see you with more profits tomorrow.